Today we got two incredibly powerful beasts going head to head. Godzilla from the Monsterverse taking on Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim Uprising. Who comes out on top? Well, let's find out.
Eyes up. Stay sharp. Stay down. Final warning. I could do this all day.
Godzilla is the king of the monsters and is mankind's greatest ally and enemy. He is quite possibly the most unpredictable force on the face of the planet. For this fight, we'll be using the version of Godzilla from the Monsterverse, otherwise known as Legendary Godzilla, the Godzilla from the recent movies. This version of the big guy is absolutely massive, one of the biggest incarnations of the character we've ever seen, as he towers almost 400 feet tall, and he comes in at the staggering weight of 90,000 tons on the scale. In fact, he's so large that it's actually displaced so much water by walking around the sea to the land that it's created tsunamis. Godzilla is also impressively strong, as he's been able to physically overpower the kaiju on multiple occasions, easily pushing the female muto through several buildings, and even slamming a door to the ground several times, and Godzilla pushed him through a building as well. He's also got a massively powerful bite. He's able to toss both the male and female mutos around with ease by biting to the bodies and then throwing them. He's also chomped down on one of Ghidorah's heads and tore it off completely. Even his tail is massively powerful. It has outright killed a muto with one swing and accidentally knocked over a skyscraper as well. Despite his massive size though, Godzilla is still surprisingly fast, turning around and smashing the male muto with his tail or tagging the kaiju in the air with his atomic ray. Godzilla is insanely durable as well, as, just for starters, he's taken countless attacks on the mutos and King Ghidorah. Even when Ghidorah just keeps on pounding and pounding, biting and biting, or hitting him with energy beams or driving him in the sky, Godzilla didn't go down. He's easily withstood a 15 megaton nuke, Castle Bravo, that was the 5th largest nuke in the world, and survived a weapon that was designed to destroy all the oxygen and kill everything within a 2-mile radius. Godzilla's atomic ray is also his signature and most powerful attack, allowing him to severely weaken and kill the female muto and push back against Ghidorah. Then if Godzilla is able to absorb an excess nuclear radiation energy, well, he transforms into Burning Godzilla, allowing him to easily overpower and beat Ghidorah, and actually melts and destroys everything that he touches. So we got in one corner, good old Godzilla, the king of the monsters. But, entering the ring, in the corner, a challenger for the crown, Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim Uprising. The Mega Kaiju is a kaiju hybrid. It's an amalgamation created by combining the forms of Category 4 and Category 5 Kaiju Raijin, Hakuja, and Strikethorn. These were then merged together by swarms of smaller, robotic hybrid kaiju to create the Mega Kaiju, who towers over the Jaegers. The Mega Kaiju comes in at a staggering 128 meters tall, 102 meters long, and 7,850 tons. It actually shows traits and characteristics of all 3 kaiju that it's based upon. It has 2 tails with sharpened ends, similar to Strikethorn's. It's got a hard armored shell on its 6 limbs, like Hakuja, as well as Raijin's armor on its head, neck, and chest. Its head is a fusion of all 3 kaiju as well, and being a mixture of all these guys, the Mega Kaiju has their same powers and abilities. It's got its spiked tails, which are able to pierce straight through Jaeger armor. The Mega Kaiju is actually able to absorb and redirect kinetic energy, absorbing a blast from the Jaegers and then sending it back at them. That redirected blast was actually so powerful that all 4 Jaegers went flying. The Mega Kaiju is also just incredibly strong and durable, as it's able to effortlessly ragdoll Jaegers around, throw them through buildings with one arm, and a simple headbutt sends Gypsy Avenger flying backwards and through a building. The Mega Kaiju is also strong enough to easily break Jaegers in half with one hit, as well as destroy multiple skyscrapers just by swinging a Jaeger around. even just his shout is powerful enough to send cars and debris flying backwards. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, we've already thrown Godzilla up against Gypsy Danger, then thrown him up against all the 4 original Jaegers at once, and still Godzilla walked away from all of it. Certainly makes sense that we now up the ante, move on to the next movie, and throw Godzilla up against the greatest threat in the Pacific Rim universe, Mega Kaiju. So let's break it down. Now, when it comes to strength, both of these guys are impressively strong, able to easily clear out and plow through whole cities. They also both have moments that make it appear that one of these beasts is stronger than the other. I mean, just look at Mega Kaiju. It sent Gypsy Avenger flying backwards with a simple headbutt, as well as sending Gypsy through a part of a skyscraper. It really just spent the whole fight throwing Jaegers around like they were made out of paper, like they were nothing more than rag dolls. And Mega Kaiju even went so far as to tear Jaegers apart with ease, and actually broke one in half with one hit. However, the most impressive thing that Mega Kaiju ever did was grabbing one of the Jaegers and swinging it around, sending it flying through multiple skyscrapers and destroying them in the process. At first, that honestly does appear to be more impressive than anything Godzilla has shown us so far. Yes, Godzilla is monstrous, and is so big that it created a freaking tsunami just by walking on the water, and destroyed buildings just by stepping on them. But only thing is, when it comes to skyscrapers, Godzilla just managed to push the Muto and King Ghidorah through one skyscraper, 2 or 3 at the most. Mega Kaiju casually swung that Jaeger through plenty of skyscrapers, maybe even 10 or 11. But I'd still say Godzilla's the stronger one out of the two. Here's why. It really all comes down to weight. We've seen that both of these monsters are capable of destroying skyscrapers. It's just that Mega Kaiju did it by swinging around a Jaeger, and those things typically weigh around 2,000 tons. Godzilla did it by pushing the female Muto and King Ghidorah. And while we're not exactly sure how much the Muto weighs, we do know that Ghidorah weighs a little over 140,000 tons. That's an insane weight difference. And we've never seen the Mega Kaiju throw around anywhere close to that level of weight. And yet Godzilla did it on several occasions, either slamming Ghidorah into the ground or through buildings. So yeah, the big guy is stronger here. He's also more durable. Now, a lot of people like to criticize Godzilla and his durability because of that one time where a building fell down on top of him and he struggled to pick himself back up afterwards. Yeah, it definitely wasn't the best showing. In fact, Mega Kaiju has way better durability feats than that one showing. You see, Mega Kaiju is actually the combined and enhanced version of 3 other kaiju: Raijin, Hakuja, and Strikethorn. Before they even combined to form Mega Kaiju, Gypsy Avenger dropped 5 or 6 skyscrapers on top of Raijin, and the kaiju just brushed it off like it was nothing. In fact, Raijin is a Category 5 kaiju, which we've seen survive a nuclear blast before, and Strikethorn and Hakuja are both Category 4s, which aren't far behind. And all this is before they combined and became Mega Kaiju, became even more powerful and even more durable. Only thing is, pretty much as soon as Mega Kaiju came onto the screen, it was killed. And yes, it did die because the Gypsy Avenger dropped from freaking orbit and landed on top of it, which is impressive. But still, Godzilla's got this beat. In a tie-in comic for the 2014 movie, Godzilla actually tanked the Permian impact, which is a collision that killed all life of that era. The little Jaeger pales in comparison to that impact. Godzilla's also survived the Castle Bravo nuke, which had a 14 megaton yield, was the largest detonated nuke in American history. Then in King of the Monsters, Godzilla survived the detonation from the Oxygen Destroyer, which was designed to destroy all the oxygen and kill everything in a 2-mile radius. However, where Mega Kaiju really shines is going to be his speed and agility. Godzilla isn't necessarily what you'd call fast, although he is able to surprise some opponents with his speed, turning around and nailing the male Muto. But Mega Kaiju is insanely fast and agile, especially for being of his size, and is actually able to dodge attacks, block attacks, and keep up with the Jaegers when it comes to speed. This is kinda a huge advantage for Mega Kaiju, considering that we've seen faster and more agile opponents get the better of Godzilla in the past. The Mega Kaiju has also got some unique powers that it can fall back upon, Specifically, it's able to absorb and redirect kinetic energy, and it's shown that it can absorb blasts from the Jaegers and send it back at them, causing them to fly backwards. However, we've never really seen Mega Kaiju absorb and redirect anything even remotely comparable to Godzilla's full, blown-out atomic ray. I mean, this ray is so powerful, it'll weaken and kill the female Muto and push around King Ghidorah. We've already been over how large those monsters are and how much they weigh. Plus, Godzilla can always just rely on getting in and fighting hand to hand, where Mega Kaiju won't be able to easily absorb and redirect those attacks. So, end of the day, who wins? Well, I think a large part of this is going to come down to strength, power, actually their weight. Because while they are roughly the same size, Godzilla's 177 meters long and 120 meters tall, Mega Kaiju is 102 meters long, 128 meters tall, they are shockingly different when it comes to weight. Mega Kaiju only weighs 7,850 tons, Godzilla weighs 99,634 tons. That's basically like throwing a featherweight fighter against essentially a sumo wrestler. Like, do you ever see the video of Conor McGregor against the Mountain? Yeah, kind of like that, except maybe double or triple, maybe quadruple that weight difference. And the Mega Kaiju has no noticeable skill advantage like Conor. Basically, Godzilla can just sit on Mega Kaiju and be done. Plus, Godzilla's plenty more experience battling against and killing other kaiju, which is something that Mega Kaiju doesn't have. End of the day, out of all the kaiju in Pacific Rim, I think Mega Kaiju would give Godzilla the closest fight. But that still doesn't mean Mega Kaiju is coming out on top. It's going to take a lot more to dethrone Godzilla from his title as King of the Monsters. Godzilla wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, turn on notifications, join the DanCo army, and I will see you next time.